Noir Stardia was born as a noble in a world full of magic and dungeons, but unfortunately, he was born in the lowest-ranking noble family and even homeless people got more respect than them. To top that off, his dad was so useless that his family would have been better off if he went to get milk like my dad. Noir always wanted to be a lame-ass librarian because he didn't have much scope for anything else. However, on the day he was supposed to join his job, he found his dad begging for forgiveness because some noble higher than him strong-armed his way at the job of the librarian. Noir is disappointed and wonders what he should do next, and his sister tells him to try joining the Hero Academy, because if he gets accepted there, he is set for life as a high-paid adventurer or monster hunter. While Noir is not sure he can even pass the test, he says YOLO and decides to try it out. As he heads out to the Hero Academy, his childhood friend Emma comes running to him with a jiggle that was rendered on Unreal Engine 5. She is the daughter of a rich baron who is a friend of Noir's dad, and they have been close ever since childhood despite the difference in their status. Emma is really excited to start working as a librarian with Noir, but he breaks the shocking news to her. Emma is disappointed because she finally found a way for Noir to use his ability called Great Sage, which is basically Alexa's male version that can answer all his questions. However, he has never been able to use it because whenever he tried to ask his male Alexa anything, he got a terrible headache. Emma tells him that she read an ancient text that talked about the great sage Merlin with the same ability, who used to demand kisses from his wives whenever he got a headache, and that helped him cure it. Noir thinks that he must have been an old pervert, but as Emma offers to kiss him to try his method, he readily agrees. Both of them have been down bad for each other for a long time, and Emma takes Noir to a quiet place where they kiss. After that is done, Noir uses his ability and asks the great sage how he can become strong enough to join the Hero Academy, and the old sage tells him about the hidden dungeon not so far from their city. As soon as this communication ends, Noir suddenly gets a sharp headache and Emma volunteers to kiss him again. Later, Noir goes to the hidden dungeon mentioned by the great sage and activates the secret switch that throws him inside the dungeon. A magic door blocks his way, but the sage had told him the passcode too, which was something like Giant Cap Skibbity Toilet. As soon as Noir yells the passcode, the gate opens and he ventures inside to find a beautiful MILF chained inside a room. She had been waiting for someone to come to her and instructed Noir to touch her head with telepathy. As soon as he touches her head, the woman introduces herself as Olivia, a super powerful adventurer who found this dungeon first but fell into a trap. She has been held here for the last 200 years, and she just wanted someone to come to her so that she could talk to them. Noir says he will free her instantly, but Olivia tells him that these chains are cursed, and if he tries to break or cut them, she will die. She then begins chatting with him and learns his story. She offers to give him her abilities if he promises to regularly come to the dungeon and keep her company. Noir takes the offer, and just as he touches his forehead with Olivia's, he gets some ridiculously overpowered skills that allow him to alter reality at his will. However, to use those skills, he needs to use life points that can be earned by doing things that feel good. That includes naughty time, eating delicious food, and spending money. Noir is surprised at how convenient this system is, but Olivia warns him that if his life points reach 0, he dies. Noir finds that he has 550 life points, and Olivia tells him to go out and try his new skills. Noir enters the dungeon and finds a slime, and using 50 life points, he gives himself the Stone Bullet ability that easily destroys the slime. However, he gets too tired by doing that and heads home. To get some pleasure and refill his life points, Noir gets chummy with his sister, who obviously has some Sweet Home Alabama feelings for him. His life points go up, and the next day he calls Emma to meet him, who comes dressed to reach third base right away. However, Noir takes a step back from kissing and just hugs her, earning enough points to get him the appraisal skill that lets him check the stats of any person. Noir needed this skill to pass the entrance test to the Hero Academy, which arrives soon. The test is to bring materials from monsters, and the rarer the item, the more score they will get. They have to form teams of 3 for the test, and Noir tries approaching different people, but no one is willing to let the lowest category noble into their team. As he has lost all hope, Emma comes there and holds his hand, asking if he would like to team up with her. Noir is shocked and asks why she is not at her job. Emma tells him that she quit because working with him was practically her only motivation for being a librarian. Just then, another girl named Lino comes there and asks if she can join their team, but she is only interested in Emma and not in Noir. The test starts, and the instructor gives them 1 day to collect the materials they can through any means possible. Most nobles run off to buy some rare monster parts, and even Lino goes her own way before insulting Noir and telling him to not hold her back. Emma asks Noir if they should go and hunt some monsters, but he tells her to wait here because he has a plan. His plan was to hunt some rare monster in the hidden dungeon, but that came to bite him in the ass as he finds himself facing a level 29 monster called Dead Reaper, who has insta-kill ability. Noir knows that he is cooked if he gets hit even once. He dodges the Reaper's attacks and tries to use his reality-bending ability to delete its insta-kill ability, but he needs 4,000 life points for that. In a desperate attempt, he uses 200 life points to make the Dead Reaper heavier than your mom. Despite feeling dizzy, he charges ahead at the monster, dodging its strike and then blasting it with a giant rock bullet point blank. The rock bullet pierces the monster's heart and scatters his bones, and Noir stabs its skull to finish it. He has a lot of EXP from that, but he is quite exhausted at this point and falls asleep right there. The next day, all the contestants wait for the results of the exam. Noir's team is nervous because they think they won't pass, but the instructor reveals that they topped the exam by scoring over 120,000 points thanks to the legendary grade item, the Dead Reaper's skull. They have created a new record in the history of the Academy, and Noir freaks out a bit because Olivia told him that a Dead Reaper was just a low-level monster, so it won't be suspicious at all. Anyway, he gets admitted to the Academy and his family is so happy that his father starts twerking. However, when Noir finds that the entrance fee is their annual budget, he thinks that he possibly won't be able to afford it. As he tells his dad that he needs 300,000 rel by the end of the week for his fee, his dad begins crying because that is much more than his life savings. He apologizes to Noir, who decides to earn the fee himself. He goes to the dungeon and asks Olivia for advice, but tells her that he doesn't want to do something that will draw too much attention. Earlier, he asked Lino to take credit for defeating the Dead Reaper because otherwise he would get a lot of undeserved attention. And as attention craving in vain she was, the bitch immediately accepted to take credit for something she had not done. Olivia tells Noir that if he doesn't want to hunt monsters in this dungeon, he could work at the Adventurers Guild instead. So Noir goes to the guild, where he is greeted by the pretty receptionist Lola, who explains the same old guild ranking system. She then asks Noir to write down all of his skills on the form, promising that the guild will keep them confidential, and this insult is so tempted by her scent that he ends up writing that he can edit reality. Lola gets angry at this and tells him to stop bullshitting because the only person who could edit reality was Olivia, one of the founding members of this guild. Noir accidentally blurts out that Olivia is his master, and Lola has a lot of experience with potheads who claim to be Olivia's successor, so she brings out a magic book that can appraise a person's skills. She tells Noir that he still has time to admit that he was lying, but he takes up her challenge. He asks what she will do if he proves that he has those abilities, and she says that she will lift up her skirt for him. Noir feels lucky and places his hand on the book that displays all his skills in order. Lola freaks out because he wasn't lying, and true to her word, she gives him a treat for his eyes that boosts up his life points. She gets over that faster than I am in bed and immediately comes to business. Noir tells her that he needs 300,000 rel in a week, and Lola gives him a quest to find rainbow grasshoppers that are quite rare and elusive. She thinks that he can find them with his special abilities and promises not to wear anything underneath the next time they meet. Noir goes to the habitat of the rainbow grasshoppers and decides to use the Great Sage's help to find them. Before that, he uses some of his life points to reduce the headache he gets from using this ability because he doesn't have Emma nearby. That cost him half of his life points, and the headache is still there, although it is greatly reduced. He quickly finds the first grasshopper and then gets ready for another round of headache when Emma comes running and throws a punch at him. Noir thinks that she came right in time to suppress his headache, and as they fall to the ground, Emma angrily asks him why he did not inform her that he became an adventurer. She only learned this when she visited his house, and Noir says that he thought it would be too dangerous for her. Emma reminds him of the promise they made when they were 6, that they would stay together since death does them part. She tells Noir that she will help him in the quest by relieving his headaches. Noir tells her about the headache resistance he just got, but still tells her that he needs her help with the remaining bit. They begin making out instantly and then catch enough grasshoppers to earn 250,000 rels. Noir is delighted as he receives the amount from Lola, who clings to him and seductively tells him that she has another job for him. Emma gets jealous at this and pulls Noir towards herself. The two girls begin fighting over who will get into Noir's pants first, and he manages to calm them down somehow. After that, Noir and Emma go to the location of their next quest, when suddenly they are attacked by 2 goblins. They take one each to fight, and while Noir defeats his opponent, Emma freaks out as her enemy gets killed by their target for the guild's mission, a giant rabbit. The rabbit is quite high-leveled, and Noir tells Emma to stand back, but she wants to defeat it and not give Lola a chance to praise Noir. She overwhelms the rabbit with her agility and wind attacks, but it jumps high in the sky to attack her. He manages to push Emma to the ground, and just as he dives in for the finishing blow, Noir uses a rock bullet to send it flying. He supports the injured Emma and takes her to safety, but she keeps sulking about being weak. Noir wants to help her by using his reality editing ability to give her some new skills, but they cost a lot. He thinks that he can simply edit her skills and make her more powerful, but that also takes up most of his life points. Noir knows that they will be in trouble if he runs out of life points now, so he decides to take Emma's help. He tells her that he can make her stronger, but for that he needs to suck on her ears. Emma is every bit as perverted as him and tells him to do as he wants. Noir begins nibbling her ears, and he has got some real skill because he makes Emma moan just from that. Unfortunately, the giant rabbit hears their moans and attacks them, but by then, Noir has finished gathering enough life points. They survive the first attack, and when the rabbit charges at him again, Noir uses a rock bullet as his shield. He then upgrades Emma's dagger skills from C grade to B grade, and she is able to whack the rabbit with them. They return to the guild at night with the rabbit's horn, and Lola is surprised to learn that Emma defeated it herself. The two girls get on better terms, and then Noir decides to throw a party for all the adventurers with the delicious giant rabbit meat. Thanks to this quest, Noir has earned enough money, and he pays his school enrollment fee on time. As he is coming out of the college with Emma, a high-ranking noble girl passes right in front of them. Noir doesn't even know her, but Emma tells him that the blonde named Maria is the daughter of a duke, which is the highest noble ranking. Noir is curious about her, so he uses his appraisal skill on her, and to his horror, he finds that Maria is cursed to die on her 16th birthday. Anyway, as he goes to the school the next day, everyone looks at him like he is some sort of pest because he is from the lowest-ranking noble family. One guy just pushes him aside as he introduces himself to Emma, and Noir can't do anything about it as all the guys in the class start hitting on her. Even those who were trying to be friendly run away from Noir as they see the badge depicting his rank. However, when Maria enters the class, Noir is the first person she greets, much to everyone's surprise. Noir doesn't even know what is happening and why this cursed girl is acting so friendly with him, but that improves his rating in the class significantly. Later, they have a practical class, where their instructor is a tomboy named Elna, who tells the students that she will help them reach their peak physical form. She calls Noir ahead and tells him to attack her with the intention to kill. She is confident that he won't be able to even touch her, and when Noir sees her stats, he finds that she is at level 232 and has plenty of high-rank skills. Noir decides that he can afford to hold back and charges at her with full speed, but she evades his attack before he can even see. She tells everyone that they will learn this quick backstep today and tells Noir to try doing what he just saw. However, he can't even see her coming and gets knocked to the ground, but Elna immediately patches him up with her healing magic. She says that they will continue doing this till Noir learns the back step, and if he succeeds, she's going to do something that you will really enjoy. All the female-touched, starved incels in the class are fired up on hearing this and tell Noir to get away because they want to learn the back step first. In the meantime, Noir uses his life points to learn the back step and easily dodges Elna's attack. Everyone is surprised, but Noir directly asks Elna for his reward first. Well, she sits on his chest and begins grinding, and Noir loses his breath in more than one way. Noir tells Edna to get up because he can't breathe, so she sits on his face for 1 second, and then gets up. All the boys in the class say that it should have been them, but Elna pulls them back into training. Emma helps Noir get up and consoles him, thinking that he just got violated, but he liked Edna sitting on him and got 400 life points out of that. After that, Elna tells everyone to form pairs for the next exercise, but stops Noir and Emma from teaming up, thinking that they are dating. Even when Noir says that they are not, she refuses to let them work together. She also separates Maria from her guard, and one of the high-ranking nobles invites him to join her. She immediately refuses him and goes to team up with Noir instead because she has a lot of respect for the lowest-tier noble families that got their ranks through hard work and contribution to the kingdom. However, as they start practicing together, Maria suddenly collapses because of her curse, and her bodyguard takes her away to rest. Noir is worried about her, but he finds that he needs 8,000 life points to erase Maria's curse. He calls the Great Sage to ask for the quickest ways to earn those life points, and the old pervert tells him to grope all the girls here. Noir thinks that it is the quickest way to end up in jail as well, and then suddenly, the headache hits him. It is unbearable even with the immunity, so Noir ends up kissing Emma in front of the entire class, and Elna is so pissed off at this that she orders him to run 15 laps around the school. Later that day, Noir visits the guild, and Lola immediately runs inside to fix her makeup and shave her legs. After that, Noir asks her for information about the 16-year curse that Maria has. Her 16th birthday is in 1 week, and if Noir doesn't find a way to break her curse by then, she will die. He asks Lola if she knows of any way to help, and she says that her best friend is a cleric who can break curses like that, but she is super busy, and for some reason, she never takes up jobs that have to do with curses. Noir decides to meet the cleric and use his abilities to solve her problems so that she may help Maria. The next day, Noir goes to see Olivia and asks for her advice as well. Olivia hears him out and thinks that Maria's curse might be passed down to her from some ancestors. She thinks that it is best if Noir lets the cleric handle it because he needs too many life points to do anything about it. Noir asks her if she knows a lot about clerics, and Olivia tells him that clerics always have some elf blood running through them, and mingling with them is a great way of getting a lot of life points at once. Noir gets super excited on hearing this, but Olivia tells him that no matter what, it is nearly impossible for him to gather 8,000 life points in 1 week. However, she teaches him a skill called Lucky Lecher that will boost his life point acquisition rate by a lot. Noir activates that skill for 300 life points, and just as he goes to meet Emma, he gets a lot of life points through some happy little accidents. Noir thinks that this skill is too effective, but too dangerous as well, so he edits it to reduce its frequency and bans it from activating in serious situations. While Emma is yelling at Noir for being a pervert, Lola comes there with her cleric friend Luna, who indeed has elf blood in her veins. They go to a restaurant where Luna reveals that she has looked at Maria's curse earlier too, and while she can lift most curses, her 16-year curse is beyond her powers. She looks quite guilty about it, so Noir uses his appraisal skill to find out what is wrong. He learns that Luna can remove curses from others, but doing so reduces her lifespan according to the power of the curse. He realizes that if Luna saves Maria, she will lose a great chunk of her life despite being a long-lived elf. Later, as they are walking home, Luna has a change of mind and she tells Noir to lead her to Maria's house because she is ready to lift the curse. Emma asks about the reason she changed her mind, but Noir asks her and Lola to let him talk with Luna in private. He tells Luna that he saw her status and found that she will lose her lifespan for lifting curses, but she doesn't want him to talk about it. She says that her mother was also a cleric, and despite knowing the fact that lifting curses saps away her life, she continued doing so until she died. Luna says that she deeply loves and respects her mother, so she won't let Maria die when she has the power to save her. Just then, they hear a loud sound from 2 blocks away. A wall has fallen over a boy, and he is severely injured. Noir and Luna reach there by the time Emma and Lola rescue the boy. Luna then uses her magic guns and fires a healing shot to treat the boy's injuries, and that is what I think could solve a lot of the USA's problems. However, Luna collapses after healing the boy and then starts crying that she doesn't want to die by lifting curses. Noir checks with his all-seeing eyes and finds that Luna has an unwanted skill that makes her a coward when she is tired. Lola comes there and tells Noir that this always happens with her friend, but she returns to normal in no time. Luna begs Noir to forget what he saw just as she comes to her senses, and then says that they should hurry up and save Maria. Noir stops her because her legs are trembling and says that they will find another way to deal with the situation. Luna says that she is not afraid, but Lola pulls her to the side, and the 2 girls have a cathartic experience where they let out each other's insecurities. After witnessing all that, Noir takes them to the riverside to discuss their strategy. He tells the girls that he has a way to save Maria without putting Luna's life in danger. Earlier, he tried seeing if he could change Luna's skill and remove the part where she loses her lifespan. That would cost him 10,000 life points, so Noir changed his outlook and decided to make Luna lose her money when she lifts a curse. He needs only 4,000 points for that and tells the girls that he needs their help in doing that quickly. After explaining the concept of life points to Luna and Lola, Noir asks if they can help him get some pleasure and maybe earn some money as well. Lola tells him that she knows the exact thing they need, which is a harem parade event that is going to be held in 3 days. They go to the event that is run by and for a bunch of incels who never even had a girlfriend, and through this event, they get to curse and boo the hot guys who bag all the girls. They insult everyone, and those who get insulted the least are chosen winners and get 1 million rel, but Noir doesn't want to do it anymore because he can't handle the heat. The first harem enters the arena and the mid-looking girls introduce themselves. The crowd begins barfing, saying that they don't want to see their ugly faces again. The girls and their boyfriend question their entire lives, and so does Noir. He doesn't want to take part in this competition after seeing this, and neither does Emma. However, Lola teases her that Noir doesn't even need her when he already has her, and that fires her up. One by one, all the teams come and go, earning points in double digits out of 3,000. However, one team led by a popular adventurer has some certified baddies, and they score 2,700 points. Noir's team is last, and the audience has pent-up frustration because they couldn't curse the previous team freely. Noir is nervous, but he comforts Emma and sends her ahead to greet the crowd first. Everyone is hypnotized by her jiggle, and they begin cheering on her instead of booing her. After that, Luna makes her entrance, and it turns out she is already famous among the crowd. Finally, Lola comes out and adds to their team's influence, earning them over 2,900 points, which is the highest ever in the harem parade. Emma and Luna hug Noir, thinking that they have won, but Lola tells them that the game is just beginning. The host of the parade says the same thing and dons a mask as he reveals the rules for round 2. Noir and his harem can get the prize money only if they can perfectly act out 3 scenarios given to them and please the crowd. The girls do the quick huddle to discuss their strategy and then get ready to act. The first scenario is comforting their boyfriend on a cold night, and the 3 girls start rubbing their bodies with Noir, making everyone in the audience jealous. The host quickly moves to the next scenario, which is taking care of Noir when he is sick, and the girls ace that too. The host can't bear it and interrupts them, saying they should act out the 3rd scenario, which involves proving that they are the best harem. Noir thinks that this one is pretty vague and wonders what the girls are going to do this time. They suddenly kiss him all together on the count of 3, and the incels in the crowd start crying because that is something they will never have. The host throws a bag of gold at them and tells them to take it and get away from his sight because he can't bear watching their PDA anymore. They run away with the money, and Noir has raked up a lot of life points from this event too. After that, they head straight to Maria's house, where they find her guard, Amain, crying in front of the door. Noir tells Amain that he used his skill to look at Maria's condition, and he believes that they can cure her curse. He tells the guard to take them to Maria because there is still some time before she turns 16. Amain leads them to Maria's bedroom, where her parents are sitting helplessly by her side. Noir introduces himself to them, and then Luna steps out from behind him. Maria's parents know her and remark that she had told them that it was impossible to lift their daughter's curse. Luna tells them the reason she could not remove Maria's curse in the past, and then Noir clarifies that he has tweaked a few things to make sure that Luna would lose just money by lifting the curse. Amain says that Noir is exactly like Maria predicted. She always knew that he was the one who killed the monster worth 120,000 points during the Hero Academy entrance exam, and she thought that he had some really unique ability. Just then, Maria wakes up and she is surprised to see Noir there. He tells her that he is here to save her, and she asks why he would do that. Noir reminds her that she treated him kindly when no one else in the academy did, and he can never forget that. He promises that he will save her life, but then starts feeling weak because he used up a lot of life points earlier. Maria asks him if he is alright, and he explains that he used his life force to help her, but he will be fine if he can fulfill his material desires. Suddenly, Maria holds his face and thanks him before kissing him. She asks if he feels better now, and the dumbfounded Noir affirms. Luna coughs as she tells them to save this for later because they need to remove her curse quickly. Noir tells Maria to hold his hand as Luna begins the exorcisms, revealing the powerful curse that has haunted Maria ever since her birth. Luna puts all of her power into destroying the curse, and it works. Maria says that she no longer feels a constant pain in her chest, and Noir verifies using his skills that she is free from the curse. Everyone is overjoyed, and Maria thanks Noir with tears in her eyes, promising that she will repay the debt she owes him for her entire life. However, that puts his harem in a foul mood because they didn't want any more competition than they already have. The next day, Noir goes to Olivia and tells her about the events that led to saving Maria's life. Olivia gets jealous when she hears that Noir has been kissing girls every 10 minutes and says that she wants a kiss too. Noir chickens out when doing it with someone older than him and only manages to kiss her forehead, and Olivia tells him to grow a pair. Soon, Noir and his harem get 100 million rel each from Maria's father as a sign of his gratitude. While the girls already know how to spend the money, Noir has no clue because he could not even imagine this amount of money together before. Emma suggests he open a shop where he can sell the parts of the monsters he hunts and volunteers to run it with him. Lola tells him that he doesn't need her, and she will be more helpful to him in handling the accounts and other things. Luna has something to say about it as well, but Noir just runs away before the girls decide his future for him. He takes the money home, and his father busts out a quick one as he hears that it is the full 100 million rel. He asks Noir to let him handle this money, but everyone knows that this good-for-nothing loser is going to gamble it all away. Noir thinks that Emma's suggestion was the best, and he tells his family that he will open up a shop. He asks his father to handle the paperwork and find a good location for him, while his sister volunteers to keep an eye on the old stinker so that he doesn't steal any of the money. After that, Noir heads to the dungeon where he finds that Olivia is not replying to him at all. He tickles her, and she cracks, saying that she was upset at him because he doesn't come to see her more frequently. Noir then tells her that he wishes to explore the dungeon today to find some rare items and grow stronger. Olivia tells him to use his skills to create a dungeon elevator in that case, which will easily take him to any floor he has visited once. The cooldown time for using the elevator is 1 hour, but Noir thinks that it is not too much. He uses 2,000 life points to create the elevator instantly, and then Olivia tells him to learn a flashbang skill that will help him blind the monsters he fights. Noir immediately creates it and then tries it out, but like the imbecile he is, he forgot to close his eyes before using the spell. After that, he ventures into the dungeon all the way to the 5th floor because he didn't find anything worthwhile on the earlier floors. He finds no monsters nearby, and the first ones he sees are already dead. He wonders if they died fighting each other and then begins exploring the floor some more when he feels a monster sneak up behind him. Noir turns around to see a giant black lion with a flower growing from its head. Noir freaks out on seeing the scary lion and uses his appraisal skill to find his stats, but they show nothing. Noir is this close to pissing his pants, so he uses the blinding spell on the lion and then summons the dungeon elevator to escape. However, the lion suddenly starts speaking, telling Noir that he really needs to talk to him. Noir is taken aback and stops, and the lion promises that he is not going to harm him. The elevator door closes, and then the lion approaches Noir, saying that he acknowledges the strength and skill it took him to reach level 5, which is why he needs his help. He offers to take Noir to the 6th floor because he wants him to find someone there. Noir takes the offer and rides the black lion, who makes quick work of all the monsters in the way. Noir introduces himself and then asks the lion about the person he wants to find on the 6th floor. The lion replies that he wants to find his best friend, who entered the dungeon with him. He leads Noir to the entrance of the 6th floor and tells him that long ago he and his friend made it to this point together, but then his friend went ahead by himself to defuse the traps. He didn't return, but the lion is still hopeful that he will come back, even though it has been 350 years. Noir tells him that they would be lucky to even find his friend's bones right now, but the lion reveals that his friend is an elf, and he might very well be alive now. Noir is surprised by his loyalty and asks why he didn't try to enter the 6th floor himself. The lion replies that he promised his friend that he would wake here, and he couldn't break it. Noir goes down to the 6th floor, but is darker than my future. So he gets himself night vision and immediately finds someone coming towards him. However, it is not a human but a zombie, and Noir freaks out because he has never seen anything like that before. He uses his appraisal skill to find that the zombie has reached level 110, and it is not alone. A group of zombies approaches him, and then suddenly their bodies break down into 6 parts. Noir uses this chance to run away, but the zombie parts follow him. He kicks them away and then hides in a room. He uses the other door in the room to come out on the other side, where he finds another zombie. However, this one is clearly different because it has long ears like an elf, and Noir's appraisal shows that it has many high-level skills. Noir realizes that this is the lion's friend, and he wonders how to solve this issue. He doesn't want to attack the elf zombie, but he can't listen to him either. Noir suddenly comes up with an idea and uses 500 life points to learn the skill to turn zombies into normal people. He uses the skill on the zombie elf, who returns to his senses. He is confused about what he is doing when Noir asks if he is the elf named Vashel. He affirms, and then Noir explains the entire situation to him. Vashel gets emotional as he hears about his friend's loyalty and explains that long ago, when he was an adventurer, the Black Lion saved him from a monster attack and then began walking away. He offered to become friends with the lion, and he immediately agreed because it felt lonely too. They came to this dungeon looking for treasure, and Vashel got the idea of going into the 6th floor by himself because he didn't want to be protected by his friend forever. That didn't work out quite well, and now he is worried about how he will face his friend after wasting 350 years of his life. However, he goes back to the 5th floor and has a touching reunion with his lion friend. Vashel says that they should stop adventuring, and the lion agrees. The elf wants to go back to his homeland, but unfortunately, other species aren't allowed there. He is saddened because they have to be separated just after meeting again, and he feels guilty for wasting his friend's precious years. The lion tells him that he waited for him because he was a friend, and the time was not wasted because they got to meet again. While the two of them ride back to the surface and talk things out between them, Noir uses the elevator and waits outside the dungeon. Once they come outside, Vashel thanks Noir and promises to repay his debt to him someday. He also promises to come and meet the lion again, and then heads home. Once he's gone far away, Noir asks the lion what he's going to do from now on. He has no idea but leaves for the 5th floor of the dungeon, saying that he forgot something there. Noir follows him out of curiosity and finds him crying loudly. He comforts the lion and then asks him to become friends with him instead. He even asks him to come live with him, and the lion gladly takes his offer. Noir hops on his back and they ride towards his home in the gleaming sunset. Once they reach home, Noir's dad wets his pants as he sees the giant black lion trying to squeeze into their house. On the other hand, Noir's mother and sister are completely unfazed by this. Noir introduces the lion as his friend and says that he will act as their guard when they open the shop. While Noir's dad only asks if it bites, his mom begins preparing food for everyone. They are surprised to see the lion speaking, and then Noir's dad asks what is up with the flower on his head. Noir replies that it seems like a sensitive spot, and then suddenly his sister starts giving the flower a handy. A couple days later, Maria returns to the school after making a full recovery. She thanks Noir for helping her out and clings to him, which doesn't sit right with Emma. Amain also thanks Noir and says that it is for the best that Maria recovered before their exam. Noir asks what exam, and then suddenly, Elna comes there, telling everyone to sit down. She explains that their next exam is going to be very important, and they need to collect some very rare items like dragon fangs and unicorn horns within the next 2 weeks. They are allowed to use any means to get them, but those who fail to score over 10,000 points will have to take supplementary classes for the entire summer vacation. During the lunch break, Emma tells Noir that they should team up for the test. She is aiming to get the dragon fang, but Noir says that it is going to be difficult to locate a dragon, let alone fight it. However, he knows that Lola can help them with the first part, so he goes to the Adventurer Guild after school with Emma. Just as they reach the door, they hear Lola cursing someone and telling her friends to let her go so that she can pummel her. They open the door and find Luna holding Lola back from fighting a fellow receptionist. Lola tells Noir that this bitch stole adventurers from her twice, but Sarah gives some bounce to her assets as she says that it's her fault for not being charming enough. Lola accuses her of stealing her adventurers with a handy under the table, but Sarah says that she has no proof. She, on the other hand, has a better track record and says that the adventurers come to her because of that. Lola is furious, and Sarah challenges her to a fight between receptionists, saying that if she wins, she will never take another adventurer from her. However, if Sarah wins, she plans to take Noir away from Lola. She clings to him and says that she will treat him really nicely when he comes under his wing, and Noir is taken aback. He decides to check out her stats because he doesn't trust her at all, and what he finds shocks him. Sarah's stats are like she used to work at the hub for a decade, and she has mastered all the way to make men melt with her touch. Noir gets a nosebleed as he reads the descriptions of some skills, and Sarah tells Lola to get the paperwork ready to send him to her after a month. Lola is pissed, but as Noir imagines Sarah rewarding him after each successful quest, he thinks that going to her won't be that bad, His girls shake him out of it, and he asks Lola if they have a way of winning. She looks hopeless, but Noir says that they will take the highest level quests they can because they need some rare ingredients for their test as well. Lola is happy to hear that, and then Luna volunteers to join Noir's party as well. She explains that she is an adventurer too, but she doesn't want others to see how she becomes a coward, so she used to work solo. However, now she has no problem letting Noir see her at her lowest, and she is willing to work for him. Soon, they set out on some mid-level quests and gradually increase the difficulty as they keep on defeating monsters and raking points for Lola's sake. Finally, they decide to take on a dragon for getting a lot of points in the test as well as for the receptionist battle. Luna has heard about an earth dragon in the mountains, but is extremely violent and hates humans. Noir suggests that they should dig a pit to trap the dragon before defeating it, and the girls suggest using spears for that. They buy some spears with the money from Maria's dad, get some life points, and create some skills that will help them fight the dragon. Once they are ready, Noir and his two girls ride on the lion's back and reach the mountain where the dragon lives. They leave the tiger at the warning sign and reach the mountain. Noir calls forth the great sage to ask the location of the dragon and gets a headache immediately after the answer. Emma kisses him, much to Luna's surprise, but Noir tells her that it is a long story. They get to work and start digging a pit. They place spears inside it and then cover it to make it seem non-suspicious. Once that is done, Noir goes to lure the dragon out. He throws a stone at it and then hides behind the wall, but the angry dragon notices him. Noir acts to be freaked out as he runs away, but he is not entirely acting. He lures the dragon after him while dodging its rock attacks. Just as he reaches the trap, Noir leaps over it, but the dragon falls right into it. Emma and Luna charge ahead with spears and blind the dragon in one eye before constantly stabbing it. Noir decides to help too and leaps high to poke the dragon's second eye too, but unfortunately, he finds himself right in front of the dragon's mouth as it shoots the rock attack at him. Noir suffers a minor injury, but in the meantime, Luna finishes the dragon. After that, she immediately runs to Noir's side and heals him. Soon, they take the results of their missions to school and score full points. After that, it is time for the result of the receptionist battle, and the dragon earns Lola a shitton of points. She is ahead of Sarah, but then the bitch comes there and tells the guild master to add her points too. When he adds her points, Sarah gets ahead of Lola and teases her, saying that she lacks the thirst to win. Just then, Sarah's adventurers come there looking more like zombies than humans as they attempt to meet the excessive quotas she demands from them. They ask her to reward them now, and she teases them, saying that they need to work just a bit harder to earn their reward. Lola is furious and hurt, so the next day, Noir goes to Olivia and asks how he can earn some quit points to help her. Olivia suggests he go to the 7th floor of the dungeon, which is a bonus stage, but he is not strong enough to clear it. Noir asks her how to grow stronger, and she tells him to develop a spell with fire, water, and lightning elements. She tells him about the Holy Flame skill that is highly effective against zombies, and then there's a water attack that can double as a source of drinking water if he ever gets lost. The lightning attack is even more powerful in terms of raw damage, and Noir quickly creates all three of them. However, that was only the prep work, and Olivia tells Noir that now he should create the skill to fuse various spells into one so that he can use some ultimate magic attacks. Noir follows her advice and goes to the 6th floor to try his new abilities against some zombies. He combines the stone bullet with holy fire and sends out a burst of damage that instantly burns down all the zombies. He is confident that he has become much stronger now and enters the 7th floor of the dungeon, but to his surprise, it seems like he is outside the dungeon because there are lush trees there and the sun is shining overhead. Noir can't believe what is happening, but then thinks that anything is possible within a dungeon. He explores the forest and finds a pack of wolves feeding on their prey. The wolves are at least 100 levels above him, and Noir realizes that he stands no chance against them right now. So he decides to run away from this floor quickly, but as he is walking away, a girl approaches him from behind and says that she has a request for him. Noir turns around and gets shocked as he sees a lowly elf that looks exactly like Emma did in her childhood. He wonders who this girl is and why she looks like Emma. He uses his appraisal skill to find that she is a forest spirit. The girl approaches him and says that he is really strong, and if he doesn't help her, she's going to die. Noir is taken aback as she bows before him and requests that he save her life. She even lays down on the ground to show that she completely surrenders to him, and Noir agrees to at least hear her out. The girl tells him that she is actually the spirit form of a great tree in this forest. Noir remembers learning something like that in the academy. The girl tells him that she can know everything about the forest through her widespread roots and learn that Noir was really strong. He asks if she can read his mind to adjust her appearance as well, but the spirit denies that, saying that she just picked this form because she thought it was something he would like. Noir gets embarrassed as he realizes that the girl thought he was a PDF file, but then he asks her what exactly she wants from him. The spirit tells him that some kind of monster is sucking at her real body and draining her mana, which will slowly kill her. She tells Noir that if he can kill that monster, she will tell him the location of 2 treasure boxes, and the way to reach the 8th floor of the dungeon. Noir desperately needs the treasure to ensure that Lolo wins the fight against Sarah, but he can't promise anything before he learns more about the monster. He then heads deeper into the forest with the spirit he names Dory. They find her real tree body and spot a golden wasp that is the cause of her tension. Noir uses his appraisal skill to learn that it is above level 250, which is roughly 200 levels above him, and he loses hope of being able to defeat it. He tells Dory that he won't be able to help her, and she understands. Suddenly, she starts feeling pain all over her body as the wasp sticks its stinger in the tree trunk and saps out her mana. Noir feels bad as he sees Dory in such a pitiful condition. As soon as the wasp is done, she says that she feels better even though she is still sweating and trembling. She tells Noir that since he heard her request, she will tell him the way to the 8th floor anyway. Noir feels terrible thinking that he cannot help her. Her real body can fall apart any time, and he bites his lips as he thinks that he can't even help a little girl. He tells Dory that he can't just walk away and leave her to die. She is concerned about his bleeding lip and suddenly kisses him, which increases Noir's life points, and he realizes that he was a PDF file all along. Suddenly, he gets an idea and tells Dory to wait while he goes to talk to an expert about the situation. He runs down to Olivia and asks how he can help the tree spirit. Olivia had been waiting for this moment when her student would come to ask for help, but she tells him to leave the golden wasp alone because fighting it would surely lead to his death. However, Noir is desperate to save Dory, and Olivia gives him a way to win against the golden wasp only if he promises to return back alive. Noir goes to the 7th floor again and first finds the golden wasp's nest with Dory's help. He uses a special skill to place a target on it and then goes towards the pack of wolves to lure them. He runs away after hitting one of them, but the wolves are too fast, and they trip him down. They pounce on him. Noir uses the blinding light spell to protect himself and runs away to the wasp's nest. However, he is shocked as he sees that the wasp is at the great tree sucking its mana and Dory has passed out. Noir is enraged and charges at the wasp in blind fury. He easily parries his sword and dodges his lightning attacks, and by that time, the wolves also catch up to him. Noir somehow dodges their attacks but finds himself surrounded. However, that just works out in his favor, as he edits the target he put on the wasp earlier to make the wolves consider it their enemy number one. The wolves forget all about Noir as they charge at the wasp. A bloody fight ensues, and Noir uses this time to bring Dory to her senses. Soon, the wasp manages to kill all the wolves, but not without getting seriously injured itself. Noir goes ahead to finish the job, fusing his water and lightning spell into one to hit the wasp with a powerful attack. The wasp is fried by the attack and falls dead. Dory feels better now, and she shows Noir the treasure she had promised him. She brings out 2 items, and Noir creates the ability to appraise objects to see what they are. One of them is an artifact that boosts wind abilities, and Noir thinks that he should give it to Emma because she has wind attributes. The other item is a super rare drop, and Noir thinks that this will help Lola win against Sarah. He thanks Dory for her help, and she then leads him to the entrance to the 8th floor. She is upset that Noir will leave her now, but he promises to keep coming to see her. After that, Noir gives the rare drop item to Lola, and the day of the receptionist ranking finally comes. The guildmaster makes an elaborate game where the adventurers take out 1 coin at a time that denotes the points the receptionist has earned. All the adventurers keep making a tower using the coins, and only Noir and Sarah's adventurers are left till the end. As they both reach for the final coin, only Noir gets one, while Sarah's adventurer is empty-handed. With this, Lola wins the title of the Queen of Receptionists, and Sarah can't accept it. Lola tells her to accept her defeat and never steal another adventurer from her. Sarah begins fake crying, and as Noir goes to comfort her, she shows her true colors and gives him her address. The next day, Noir gives the wind attribute boosting item to Emma, and as soon as she swallows it, she gets 2 new abilities. She can run like the wind and use wind slashes, and Noir is happy that he was right. However, Emma seems a bit down. Noir asks her if something is wrong, but she says that she is fine and then invites him to a party later this week. Noir thinks that it would be uncomfortable for a low-ranking noble like him. But when Emma asks if he wants her to dance with other boys, this jealous and possessive boy immediately agrees to come to the party. Emma then gets up, telling Noir that he probably won't even notice if someone steals her from him, and then runs away after calling him an idiot sandwich. Noir returns home confused, and there he finds his entire family turned into screaming Psyducks. They are tense because they couldn't find an open store to set up their rare item shop, and no one is willing to sell it to them because they are not proper nobles. Noir tells his dad that he shouldn't give up so soon, even though he doesn't have any hopes from him. Soon, the night of the party comes, and Noir finds himself out of the place there. Luckily, Emma's parents know him well, and they make him comfortable. Emma's dad asks Noir if Emma told her about what is special today, and he has no idea other than just dancing with her. Just then, Emma also arrives there, and Noir is smitten by her. Shortly after that, the host of the party comes forward and declares something important and concerning. He says that a few weeks ago, he received a threat from the notorious Phantom Thief, who declared that he would steal one of the most precious gems in the kingdom from him. However, the old man assures everyone that the gem will stay safe as he has hired a powerful adventurer party to guard them. Noir checks out the adventurers and finds a blonde girl named Layla who is already level 160 at his age. He is taken aback by this, and then he notices that Emma looks unwell ever since the old man mentioned the phantom thief. He asks her if the thief threatened her too, but she tells him that nothing happened and they should start dancing. They get to dance last because Noir's social ranking is the lowest and Emma patiently waits by his side. Just then, a redhead named Mike comes to Emma and begins flirting with her. He wants to date her, but Emma refuses and Mike realizes that Noir is the reason. He challenges Noir to a dancing competition, saying that whoever can dance better with Emma and earn more applause will go on a date with her. Noir accepts his challenge even without asking Emma, but gets cold feet when he sees how skilled Mike is at dancing. He uses his ability to unlock dancing skills, but even then he remains too tense as he goes to the center stage. Emma hits him with a half-hearted karate chop and tells him to snap back to reality. She tells him that if he can't do anything else, he can at least enjoy this dance with her, and Noir agrees. They dance gracefully and the loud clapping from the guests crowns them as the winners. They are happy and Noir is about to kiss Emma right in front of everyone, when suddenly, the lights go out. The phantom thief makes her appearance and says that she is here to take the gemstone as well as Emma, just like she promised. Noir realizes this is why Emma was worried lately, and as the adventurers try to stop the thief, he asks Emma to hold her hand. However, it is too late as the phantom thief snatches Emma away from him and puts her to sleep. She kicks Noir when he tries to rescue his girl and then vanishes before the light returns. The host immediately checks out his treasure vault to see if his gemstone is safe, but that was a fatal mistake as the thief's partner has been hiding as his servant all along. He knocks out the old man and steals the gemstone before breaking through the window and escaping. The blonde adventurer Layla and her team decide to pursue the thieves, and Noir runs up to her, volunteering to join her. Layla tells him to sit this one out because it is too dangerous, but Noir refuses to let anyone take Emma from her. The blonde understands and lets Noir come along. They find the thief running through the rooftops of the city, and Noir uses his appraisal skill to find that she is at level 190 and can summon beasts to help her in the fight. He warns Layla about that, and the thief says that since he has spoiled her secret moves, she will reveal them right off the bat. She summons a level 50 Firebird and tells Noir that there is still time to back off. He refuses to abandon Emma at any cost, and the thief attacks him with a water spell. He dodges that only to come in the Firebird's line of fire, but Layla saves his sorry ass using her Demon Fist technique. Layla charges at the bird to defeat it first while Noir tries to deal with the thief. He can only dodge her attacks as he finds that deleting her summoning technique will cost him too many life points. He uses lightning attacks since the thief is weak to that, but she swiftly dodges it and moves out of Noir's range. On the other hand, Layla is also struggling with the Firebird, but Noir notices that the thief's control over it has weakened because of the distance between them. So he uses his abilities to make the Firebird really heavy, and it begins sinking to the ground. Layla is about to finish it, and Noir also attacks it with a water ball, but the thief goes ahead to block his attack. However, she didn't know that he had fused lightning attack with the water ball, and she gets Pikachud. Using this chance, Layla also finishes the Firebird and the thief loses consciousness. Noir rushes to Emma's side immediately, but she doesn't wake up. In the meantime, Layla rounds up the thief and thanks Noir for his help. He learns that she is from a rival guild, but they decide to be friends nonetheless. Just then, Layla's guild leader comes there after dealing with the other thief, and she tells him that they are done with things here too. The guild leader walks towards Noir, who finds something odd about him. He uses his appraisal skill on Birdo, and to his surprise, he can't see anything about him at all. Before he can even realize what that means, Birdo knocks him out with a punch, and then uses his gravity magic to make Layla fall to her knees as well. Birdo then lifts Emma with his magic, and Layla can't understand why her guild leader would do this. However, Noir tells her that this guy is not her guild leader. He throws a stone to shatter his magic earring, and it turns out that this guy is the thief's partner. He transforms back into his ugly self, losing the awesome facial hair. He tells Noir that he is a smart one to figure him out, but he won't be able to stop him from making Emma his wife. Noir is enraged, and he gets up to face the thief despite the crushing gravity magic. He keeps walking ahead even as the thief increases the gravity on him. Noir declares that he won't let anyone take his Emma away from him, and that suddenly wakes her up. She uses wind magic to throw the thief away, and then Noir knocks him out with a solid punch. Noir goes to Emma, who's worried that the thief did something nasty to her, and now Noir will think that she is impure, but he just kisses her to tell her that she is still as precious to him as ever. Soon, they take both the thieves back to the party, where the old noble thanks Noir. As a way to show him his gratitude, he lends him a shop at good location and at a 90% discount too. Noir's sister and mother take charge of renovation and decoration and give his good-for-nothing dad the job of cleaning things. Emma clings to Noir, saying that she will also help around, but Noir's sister is not happy seeing this. The next day at the academy, Elmina tells the students that she has two important announcements to make. The first one is about a new exchange student that turns out to be Lilia. The boys in the class are immediately smitten by her looks and hope that she steps on them, but she ignores everyone and goes right next to Noir. After that, Elna moves on to the second announcement, which is their annual hot spring training camp. Soon she leads the students to the hot springs through a long hike. The girls are really excited about the hot springs, and so are the boys, but for a completely different reason. Noir tells Emma that maybe she should not get into the hot springs, but she tells him that it is his duty to stop other boys from spying on her. The other girls of the class also trust this absolute for some reason and tell him to protect them too. They hike for the entire day, and in the evening, Elma decides to leave them on their own with a brief warning about the various dangers in this area. While everyone else is confused about what to do now, Lila quickly takes charge of the group and puts them in a formation. They begin their journey again, and Noir almost steps on a trap. One of his classmates with trap detection skills stops him. He throws a stone on the ground to reveal a huge pitfall there and acts cool to impress the girls, but they were all busy watching wildflowers. Noir wonders who would have dug a pit at this location, and just then, a little pixie comes there, telling him that some bandits did this. She tells everyone to trust her, but Noir is doubtful because pixies are known to trick humans. While everyone surrounds her, Noir uses his appraisal skill to find that the pixie has a skill to control monsters that he finds alarming. He looks at Elna for any hint, but she is not in the mood to help the students at all. The pixie tells the students that she knows a safe shortcut to the hot springs, and everyone is too tired to refuse her offer. They eagerly follow her, and Noir thinks that it is not going to end well. The pixie leads them to a dark cave, and Noir draws his sword just to be safe. He notices some holes in the cave and warns his classmates that monsters might be hiding there. The pixie tries to convince him that there are no monsters here because she would get attacked first otherwise, but Noir reveals that he knows about her monster control skill. The pixie decides to show her true colors since her secret is out and calls forth a bunch of lizardmen to hunt down the students. Noir tells everyone to stay calm and use their strategic formation to their advantage, but the boys rush ahead recklessly, trying to be heroes. They manage to take down the lizardmen easily, and the pixie can't believe that she failed. She begins flying away, but Noir puts some extra weight on her to bring her down. Once they get out of the cave, Elna lectures the students about not trusting monsters that look innocent, but no one pays any attention to her because they spot the hot spring town in the distance. Once they get to the town, the lady there tells them that the time for men and women to use the baths is divided, and right now it is time for the girls to enter. They are excited about it, but also worry that the boys will try to sneak a peek, but the boys assure them that they will not do anything so low. Noir thinks that they must have had a change of heart, but those bastards were just lying. Just as they are left alone, they pull out some ski masks to not be caught, and their leader even gives one to Noir. Noir is tempted by the thought of seeing the girls bathing, but he remembers how much they trust him and refuses to let the boys spy on them. Everyone calls him a traitor and begins chasing after him, and they head straight towards the bathhouse. Just then, Elna comes there and creates an earth wall that lifts Noir up while the rest of the boys crash into it. Elna says that she is disappointed in Noir because she thought that he was leading the boys, but he assures her that he was just trying to stop them. Elna believes him, and while they are talking, the boys begin running towards the bath again. Noir and Elna work together and shoot them down with rock bullets, but the leader of the boys gets up despite that. He takes off his mask and tells the teacher that no one can stop him from looking at their naked classmates, not even Elna. They clash, and the pervert somehow manages to push Elna back. She asks him what he did to get this power, and the pervert tells her that he used all his life savings into buying muscle juice. He says that he used steroids that would last one lifetime in one day just to see the girls in the bath, and then suddenly reveals his true power, turning into Gong from Hunter x Hunter. In his buff form, the pervert gives a lecture about his motivations and paints them like he is doing the greatest thing a guy can. He even tries to convince Noir to join him, but Noir is not going to betray the girl's trust, and more than that, he is not going to let any other guy see Emma naked. The pervert charges at him, but Noir holds him back. They begin fighting for their ideals, and Noir gets overpowered by the pervert. However, he uses his reality-bending abilities to nerf him and then slams him to the ground. He is exhausted now, but the pervert tells him that he still fails because he was just a decoy, and he was just buying time for their speedster to recover. The speedster gets up and begins running to the bath, and Noir chases after him. He can't reach the swift little bastard and has to use his ability to make him heavy, but that costs him 2,000 life points because of the type of affinity issues. Noir manages to slow him down a bit, but he underestimates the determination of the pervert, who still powers through and jumps into the bath. Noir jumps after him to tackle him, and they both fall into a bathtub. Noir closes his eyes as he tells all the girls to cover themselves as they have a peeping Tom here, but when he opens his eyes, he finds that no one is in the bath. The girls arrive there just then and ask Noir what he is doing here, and he asks the same question. Emma says that they were ready for a bath, but Elna stopped them because she knew that the boys would come. Elna comes there and thanks Noir for his efforts anyway, and he feels relieved. Suddenly, he starts feeling weak because he used up almost all of his life points earlier and then loses consciousness. When he wakes up, he finds himself blindfolded in a bath with the girls all around him. He is confused, and Elna tells him that since he sacrificed so many life points for the girls, they agreed to let him bathe with them, but only if he keeps his eyes shut. The other boys are locked in their room, and Noir gets surrounded by the thirsty girls who take advantage of his helplessness, and this lucky rakes up 10,000 life points in a single night. Soon after that, it is time for Noir to open up his rare material shop, and his girls are there to help him out too. They got a lot of customers right off the bat thanks to their items and advertising. Noir thinks that all this success he got is thanks to Olivia, and he pays her a visit later that day. He tells Olivia that he has made up his mind to free her from the chains at all costs, but she tells him not to force himself because it will be quite a daunting task. Noir is determined to save her, and he calls the Great Sage to ask for ways to free Olivia from the chains without killing her, which he should have done right at the beginning if he had any brain cells. The Great Sage only tells him that the answer to his problem is probably on the 15th floor and then vanishes, leaving Noir with a headache. He climbs up the dungeon and clears the 14th floor quickly. He then comes to the entrance to the 15th floor that requires him to take a trial. Noir follows route number 1 because it is for solo adventurers and comes to a very narrow stone bridge located over a huge pit filled with deadly spikes. The message on the ground says that he is not allowed to use any types of skills to cross the bridge, and Noir chickens out. He decides to go to Route 2 instead, and for that, he tells Emma everything about the hidden dungeon and Olivia. She gladly agrees to help him, and he takes her to the dungeon. They take Route 2 and reach a huge room with holes in all 4 corners. Noir tells Emma to be careful as there can be monsters there, but just as they close the door, it gets locked and they can't open it. Suddenly, tiny goblins climb out of the hole and tell the intruders to leave their weapons on the ground. Noir wants to see how it plays out, so he obliges and then asks the goblins what they want. They demand food, so he summons some cookies he has stored away. The goblins love them, and after devouring them all, they tell Emma to do something funny like oinking like a pig. She does so only because Noir pleads with her too, but the goblins tell her that she has no talent whatsoever. They keep demanding food from Noir, and he summons another batch of cookies, but the goblins immediately puke out on eating it. It turns out he poisoned them with his skill, and by doing that, he defeated all the goblins in one go. With that, they descend to the 15th floor, but to Noir's shock, he finds Olivia chained there. He approaches her and tries waking her up, but she doesn't respond. Noir checks her using his appraised skill and finds that she is Olivia's clone that the dungeon created by stealing her data. The message on the wall tells them to free the clone if they want a way to the 15th floor, and Emma uses her wind skill to cut her chains. The clone of Olivia gets up and starts thanking Noir, who tells her to stop pretending to be his master. He thinks that the real Olivia will be saved if he defeats the clone, and she tells him to give it a try. He shoots a rock bullet at her, but she simply kicks it to the roof. She then shoots a powerful fire spell at Noir and Emma, forcing them to separate. Emma attacks her, but the clone kicks her away and then shoots her with a fire attack. But luckily, Noir activates the dungeon elevator to get to safety. Noir begins checking up on her as soon as they reach the bottom floor, but Olivia tells them to get a room because she doesn't want them flirting in front of her. Noir introduces Emma and Olivia to each other and then tells her about her clone on the 15th floor. Emma asks Olivia if she has any weakness because the clone would share that too. Olivia refuses to reveal her weakness and then tells Noir to just give up on this one. She says that she appreciates that he is fighting for her, but she doesn't want him to risk his life, especially against someone who has copied everything about her. Noir asks her why she is so nice to him because she gave him her skill set and helped him out through many difficulties, even though he has done nothing for her. Olivia can't tell them the true reason, and then Noir says that he's going to defeat her clone and save her at all costs. Later, as Noir and Emma return home, they decide to check out the old history books and the guild records to see if they can find any information on Olivia's weakness. Noir goes to the guild library and finds a book on Olivia that talks about her fight with a cleric who gave her a run for her money using her sacrifice skill. This skill allows one to sacrifice some skills to level up the others for short periods of time. Noir thinks that it is a risky gamble, but is also the only way to defeat the clone. He acquires the skill, but as he is heading home, he finds the clone waiting for him in the middle of the street. Noir freaks out and asks what she is doing there, and she replies that she ditched her duty to guard the 15th floor and came here to see him. Noir immediately sacrifices some of his useless skills to boost up his attack power and shoots a lightning attack at the clone. She appears surprised but dodges it, and he rushes ahead at her. But it turns out that she had anticipated this in advance. She manages to slash Noir, but he gets up, saying that this level of damage is nothing. However, he feels a current running through his body and paralyzing him because the clone used lightning magic on the sword. She walks up to Noir to deal a finishing blow, and through the power of their bond, Olivia feels that Noir is in danger. She doesn't want him to die because long ago she knew someone who looked and behaved just like him. The Noir lookalike came to her one day 200 years ago and requested that she take him as a student. Olivia told him that she would be a terrible teacher and dismissed him, but the boy kept hounding her. Finally, she got frustrated and asked him why he was so determined to learn from her. He told her that he made a promise to his dead childhood friend that he would become the strongest adventurer in the world, and only Olivia's teachings could make him strong enough. Olivia gave him a chance to become her student. She asked him to attack her with any means possible, and if he can manage to land a tiny scratch on her, she would accept him as her student. The boy charged at her head-on, but she jumped out of the way and perched on his sword. She told him that he has no skill and no tactile sense to become an adventurer, and told him to just give up on his dream. Despite that, the boy didn't give up and continued following Olivia around, asking her about monsters and stuff. She answered his questions, and he began calling her master. Olivia thought that maybe becoming someone's mentor was not a bad thing, but then one day, she received the devastating news that the boy had lost his life while trying to protect a girl from a monster attack. Olivia felt guilty for not teaching him properly, and soon after that, she got trapped in the dungeon. When she saw Noir after 200 years of being chained, she immediately recognized his face as the boy from her past. She became his teacher and gave him skills just to make herself feel better, but she has grown too attached to him now and doesn't want him to die. Back in the city, the clone is about to attack Noir when suddenly Emma comes there and kicks her away. She is not alone, and the rest of Noir's harem is also there to help him. Luna shoots her, but when she dodges her attacks, Lila goes ahead and punches her with her demon fist. Emma sneaks behind to attack her with wind attacks, but the clone vanishes and appears behind her. Emma blocks her sword but gets paralyzed by the current running through it. The clone is about to attack her, but then Lola picks up a huge barrel and yeets it at her, pushing her back, but the clone gets the upper hand soon enough. In the meantime, Noir uses his abilities to remove the lightning attribute from the clone's sword, and Lila breaks it. The clone shoots her with a powerful fire spell point blank and knocks her out. Luna also collapses because she used too much magic in healing everyone during the fight, and Lola and Emma are out of commission too. Olivia's clone has used her abilities to raise their body temperature as well. She attacks him again, and Noir finds it incredibly hard to dodge because she has used her power to make him sluggish. He attacks her with a stone bullet, but she deflects it back towards him. Noir realizes that he has no chance to win now, and the clone also tells him to run away and live pathetically for the rest of his life. Noir gets up and declares that he will save Olivia at all costs. He sacrifices all his skills except the original reality editing skills that he got from Olivia. He attacks the clone and pushes her back, but when he tries dealing the finishing blow, he finds that her skin is extremely hard. Olivia's clone begins throwing hands like a gangsta, and then creates a giant fire dragon to finish him off. Noir thinks all hope is lost, but he thinks about his girls to pull out the last bit of his strength and rushes straight at the enemy. He cuts through the fire dragon, absorbing the fire into his sword, and strikes Olivia's clone with his full strength. The clone turns into chains and curses him right before she disintegrates. Noir has defeated her, and his girls help him refill his life points before they head to see Olivia, who has already broken free of her chains. Noir gets emotional as he sees her outside the dungeon, and they hug each other tightly to celebrate the occasion.